ladies and gentlemen, it's time to record my first video, our first question video. So, if you would like to send me in a question, I post up every now and then for a questionnaire of information that you would like to know on my Instagram. It's pretty easy to find. It's the same as my YouTube. And I'll put up a little tag up. But it's just JUS 1000RR. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, go ahead and post it up there. When I give a questionnaire story, and I'll try and get it to you in a YouTube post. But this question here I want to answer today, I got from the Joker_ZX6R. The question was, what are the things that I need to do to prepare for my first track day? So I'll try and go ahead and answer that to the best of my ability. I've done quite a few track days now. I just got my racing license, and I'm going to go ahead and start my novice racing season next year. So as I'm preparing for that, I've done my fair share of track days. So I hope my novice expertise is enough for you. But anyways, to prepare for your first track day, obviously the first thing you need to look at is yourself as the rider and your bike. So first of all, what you need as a rider is you can be a beginner. You don't have to be the greatest rider in the world. Don't be afraid to go to your first track day. I know it is nerve-wracking. You are nervous, but even if you are not the greatest rider in the world, the place where you want to learn is the track. It's the safest environment, no trees, no other vehicles other than the motorcycles heading in the same direction as you, no oil or debris or gravel on the road surface. So it is the safest environment that you can be to learn and push yourself. So in order to prepare, you need to make sure that you have the proper gear. Most track day providers I know require that you have a full suit. It could be a one-piece or a two-piece that zips together. It has to attach together somehow. It can't be separate. So your main bulk of your body is protected. You need to have full length, full gauntlet type style gloves. You need to have full over the ankle length boots, motorcycle specific boots, and obviously a decent helmet. Most places I know they require that, of course, you have, I don't know why you wouldn't want to have at least a DOT approved helmet. The better on the safety spectrum type of gear you have, the better it is to protecting your life. So DOT, better if you have ECE or Snell rated helmet. That should cover you as the rider. Next up is making sure that your bike is ready for the track. Now, being that at the track they are very focused on safety, they want to make sure that everything is functioning properly on your bike to make sure that nothing happens to you on the track and that nothing happens to other riders on the track. So you can't just have a raggedy, dirty, leaking oil bike and think you're going to the track, because now you're going to be spilling fluids, spilling oil, and endangering others on the track. So really the main concern with your bike when you get there, before you even get out on track, you have to go through something called tech inspection. And they check your bike to make sure that everything is functioning properly with it, that the oil, or that the fluids in it are going to stay contained in the bike, and that your controls, your throttle, your brakes, your clutch, are all functioning properly. Your foot pegs or rear sets, that they're all functioning properly so that you won't lose control of your bike. That is all the things you want to check before you do your first track day. Is you want to make sure that all of your controls are functioning properly, your brakes, your throttle, make sure your throttle doesn't stick, that it moves freely. Make sure your clutch is working properly, and then make sure that a lot of times it's pretty common, especially if you have aftermarket rear sets, for the bolts to come loose, because the bike vibrates a lot, so sometimes the bolts may back out and loosen up. When you go through tech inspection, these are all the things that they check. And they also check if your oil cap, they check for oil and coolant, make sure that you're not going to leak any fluids. That really covers the bike right there. It's not too many things for a track day. There's more things that you have to prepare for if you're going to race. But for a track day, there's not too many things you have to worry about prepping the bike for. Once you go to the rider safety meeting, this is where your track day provider of choice usually goes over some safety tips, some things that they've noticed about the track. If they've noticed that if there's a previous oil spill or something that they had to clean up, and it's not exactly the greatest surface at that time in the morning, they'll let you know. They'll go over any services that they may have there for the day. They have a tuning guy there or a mechanic there that can help you out with anything, or their photographer. They'll introduce them so that you'll know they have those services there for the day. Services, for the most part, are not free. Sometimes the mechanic is. He'll provide tools for you for free if you know how to work on your own bike. But as far as using his the mechanic services, of course they'll charge you. But it's nice to know if you don't have all the tools or all the knowledge to do something, that they have those services there to be able to help you out. During the riders meeting, one of the last little things that they go over, last little checks before they let you out on the track, to the track, is the flags, the safety flags. The flags are pretty important, because when you're out there on the bike, you don't have any way of communicating with the rider next to you, really, or the staff. And so the way that the staff communicates with you is through flags. And so I will go over the flags, so hopefully you'll get a little bit of a rundown and be able to commit it to memory before you go to your first track day, and it won't be so nerve-wracking. First order of business, first flag, is a yellow flag. So the yellow flag, you should take as like a caution flag. Think of a construction zone. So when you go through a construction zone, that usually signals for you that to be cautious, there's something going on, and you should slow down. It's the same with the yellow flag. If they put out a yellow flag at one of the towers, and it's a standing yellow flag, if the flag is not moving, that means that within a corner or two, there's something going on. So you should be cautious. Somebody either went off track or crashed or something. So you should be cautious coming up onto these next one or two corners. The next flag is still the same flag, but it's a waving yellow flag. If you see a waving yellow flag, that means that incident, the person off track or the crash person, is at that corner right in front of you. So be extremely cautious. Still go the same speed that you're going, but maybe dial it down just a little bit in case you have to avoid something. And not only that, but it's a little nerve-wracking when somebody's flying by you on the track at 100 miles per hour or however fast, a screaming bike flying by you in a corner. So just be cautious when you see the yellow flag coming around corners. The next flag, a striped flag. Sometimes the colors can vary. Sometimes it's yellow and red. Sometimes it's green and black. But the striped flag means that there is a spill or some sort of debris on the track surface. Somebody spilled oil, or there's dirt, somebody dropped a GoPro, something like that. There's something that you should be aware of that could possibly mess up your line on the track or cause you to crash or something. So striped flag, they throw that out. Make sure you be aware and look out for, and maybe slow down a little bit. There could be something on the track road surface. That's enough information for the striped flag at this point. The next flag up is the red flag. Red flag means that something happened to someone on the track. Somebody got injured, and so in order to get medical staff out there, they need to stop everybody on the track. And so for some track day providers, it's a little bit different. Most you just need to stop and don't move so the ambulance can get out there and get to the person. And some other track day providers, they need everyone off of the track surface to get the ambulance out there. So some may have you stop so they can assess the situation, and then have everyone get off of the track so the ambulance can get out there. Next, after the red flag, is what they call the meatball flag. It's a black flag with a red dot, a big red dot. And so that meatball flag usually means that there's something wrong with your bike or something that you did wrong. And so it is also known as an infraction flag. So if somebody takes that meatball flag and as you're passing by, they show it to you and point it at you, then you need to go ahead, take a quick look at your bike, make sure that your boots are not shiny or slippery and that you're not leaking fluid. And if you are leaking fluid, then go ahead and get off of the track surface and onto the dirt. You want to make sure that you're spilling the least amount of fluid onto the track surface as possible. So if you're leaking fluid when they throw that meatball flag at you, get off of the racing surface and onto the dirt. If you take a look down and you're not leaking any fluid, then that means that you did something wrong that you shouldn't have done to other riders on the track, or you're doing something to be dangerous on track. So you should pull in the next time you go around, and that you can pull off the track. You should go ahead and pull off track and go talk to one of the instructors or the turn worker, well, not the turn worker, excuse me, the grid worker, and see what is going on, what you did wrong. If you don't come in after they pointed that flag to you, the turn worker with the flag, they have radios, they'll let everybody know, they'll let the staff know, and they'll come and find you. So usually it's a lot better if you go in, go talk to them, rather than having them come and find you. They'll probably be a little bit more ticked off if you go and try and hide from them and they have to come and find you. And so I'm almost to my destination to work, and the last flag, or flags, they usually mean the same thing, is the black flag and the checkered flag. The black flag and checkered flag means that the session, whether it's 20 minutes or 30 minutes, however they run the track day, the session is over with. So everybody should, in that group, should go ahead and come in, so the next group can get out and have their time on the track. Well, I hope that helped you out and that was informative for you, and taking away a little bit of your nerves to preparing for your first track day. And I am now here at work, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video, and see you guys at the next one.